everyone, welcome back to Real Page Patty. I'm your host Patty, and today we are going to be talking about the tragic event, the death of an NYPD officer that was killed during a routine traffic stop. Police officers in this country risk their lives for us every day. They wake up not knowing if they're going to come back home to protect us, to keep us safe, and to battle violent criminals. And in this case, we have a father to a 1-year-old boy who now doesn't have a dad, a wife that became a widow, a police force that lost an amazing police officer, all because of violent criminals that are out on the streets due to the woke left liberal policies of deep blue states, no cash bails, and allowing criminals to be back on the streets. Jonathan Diller was shot in the stomach on March 25th, 2024, last Monday night, by a violent criminal, Guy Rivera, who had 21 prior arrests at 9 felonies on gun and assault charges. How is a criminal who has 21 felonies and 9 charges roaming the city, driving a vehicle, having a gun, and is out on the streets? This was a routine traffic stop, and now Jonathan's wife is a widow, his son doesn't have a father, and the city encourages this violent behavior, with the governor of New York, the mayor of New York, allowing millions of illegal immigrants who are already criminals, plus the criminals that are already in the city, roaming around free. There is no repercussion and consequence for committing crime. Quite the contrary, it is encouraged. There is no punishment for committing a crime. And in this case, we have a police officer who is risking his life to protect the city of New York that will never see another day. In today's video, I'm briefly going to be covering the story, but mentioning why this is so important. Why are we allowing police officers who risk their lives every day be shot, killed, stabbed, beaten, flipped off by illegal immigrants in New York City, while all they are doing is protecting us and saving us from harm, from crime, and from violence? Everyone that lives in New York should stand up to the governor, stand up to the mayor, the police department. People should revolt. We have police officers dying because of failure of woke left Democrat policies. And in this case, a police officer risking his life to save us was now shot and killed. So to briefly give you a story, the police officer I'm speaking about is named Jonathan Diller. He is a married father to a 1-year-old boy. He tried to remove the suspect from the car during a routine traffic stop where he was shot in the stomach. Guy Rivera had 21 previous arrests and 9 felony charges, but the driver of the vehicle had 14 arrests prior. So we have 2 felons, people who have committed violent crime before, driving around the city like it's nobody's business, committing violent crime, and I was shooting a police officer to death. These people should have never been let out of prison. So now let's talk about why this issue is so important. First of all, it relates to the police officers and lack of safety and crime in the cities, but also what is actually happening in the cities. So police officers risk their lives every day for us, but in the woke left Democrat states, there is no respect, care, or investment in police officers. Due to everything that happened with Black Lives Matter, of burning buildings, of looting, of riots, of being against the police force, police officers now do not want to interact, especially with people of a different race, because everything they do is racist, which is not true at all. To further add on to that, there is a decreased number of police officers in the states because of defunding of the police. Woke left deep blue states defunded the police. They did not want police funding. However, when crime started increasing, which is due to illegal immigration and due to no cash bail policies and encouraging crime, now they do want police officers because their crime that they are allowing is starting to pour out and be exposed. So why would police officers risk their lives for people who don't appreciate them? People, they say, we want to defund the police, yet when something happens, they are the first to call the police. We see this with politicians all the time. AOC, defund the police, we don't need the police. Yet when anything happens, first is to call the police. Do you see how it correlates that they want to defund the police when it harms you, where you are the potential victim, where you are living in a city full of crime? But when it touches them briefly, they put up walls, they put up barriers. They have security. They have people protecting them. You as a citizen, you don't have that. The only protection you have is your gun, your Second Amendment right, which they want to take away. Now, this leads me to my next point, is the fact that Democrats and the woke left states want to allow millions of illegal immigrants to enter this country. This is, of course, supported by the Biden administration, but also by the governor in the state of New York, by the mayor of city of New York. They all encourage this. They've spent millions and billions of dollars giving free housing, free food, free healthcare to people that are here illegally. Unlawful entry of illegal migrants to this country, they are supporting more than police officers. And the mayor of New York City has the audacity to say that, well, violent crime happens, so this is what's going to occur with crime. You are the one that is responsible for this crime. These politicians need to be held accountable. They are the ones that are defunding the police. They are the ones that are encouraging illegal immigrants. They are the ones that are supporting violence and crime with no cash bail policies, with paying no repercussions and consequences for your action. How is it that these people have had so many felonies and charges and they are roaming the streets, that they are not rotting prison? An innocent NYPD officer that risks his life now is dead. The Biden administration, the governor of New York, the mayor of New York, they all need to be prosecuted and sued in civil court. And we're the residents of New York. I cannot imagine, with all of the images and videos and policies and bills that are coming out of New York, that anyone that lives there is okay with the fact that they defunded the police. There is no more police force protecting you. There's illegal immigrants flooding the streets, flooding hotels, getting everything for free. Crime is out of control. You cannot even go on the subway, on the street, without getting punched, kicked, stabbed, robbed, shot. And where are these politicians? You are voting for politicians to hurt you. And in this tragic event, a police officer that is out there to protect people from violence, from crime, from gangs, now has to deal with somebody who has so many felonies it doesn't even fit on two hands. That is crazy. Moreover, the city of New York has so many illegal immigrants that they want, that they give them free housing, food, healthcare, phone, now debit card. But that's not the end of it. Now illegal immigrants can have guns. So think about this. You have a routine traffic stop by a cop, by a violent offender. That's one. And two, now illegal immigrants will be able to carry guns. There's millions of illegal immigrants coming across our border. They're violent criminals. They're involved in gangs, in sex trafficking, in drug smuggling. This is the kind of people that are coming to America, to all the states, to all the cities. They are being predominantly housed now in New York City, in Chicago, in woke, deep left states that encourage illegal immigration. So now we have police officers not only fighting crime that New York City in this case allows, with violent criminals and gangs and drug dealers and robbers and shooters to be out with no cash bail, no problem, looting businesses, stabbing people, robbing stores, shooting people. Now you have illegal immigrants that are flooding the city, staying in five-star hotels, who will have the access to a gun. So these police officers were shot by a criminal with a gun. And now you're going to have police officers being shot by violent criminals that are illegal aliens, migrants that are coming from other countries that you do not know the record prior to them coming here. There's terrorists coming here. There's people from MS-13 gang. There's drug smugglers, sex traffickers. Everyone is coming across the border because of this administration's open border policy that is being encouraged by the governor of New York, that is encouraged by the city mayor of New York. And these cops are risking their lives. People are dying on the streets, and these politicians sit in their fancy offices that people vote for them. And this is the result. It is so extremely sad that we have people such as police officers protecting, serving this country, being committed to safety, to protecting all of us. And people are so ungrateful that they not only defund the police, they allow criminals to pay no consequence for their crimes, encourage illegal immigration, and support this entire movement of crime and violence. This is unacceptable. The wife of this poor police officer should sue personally. The mayor, the governor, the city, state, everyone should pay to these poor police officers, to all the police officers. Everybody in New York needs to wake up. They are literally ruining your state and your city from within with crime, with violence, with illegal immigrants, allowing this behavior, passing bills that encourage this. Where are the people that live in New York? How can you live like this? How can you allow innocent lives of police officers to be taken with violent criminals that are not being prosecuted, with illegal immigrants that are getting everything for free, that are flooding the city? And the result of that is a tragic death of an NYPD officer. Unfortunately, this is not the first NYPD officer that has been shot, killed, stabbed, hurt. This happens on a daily basis in the woke left deep blue states and cities. We need to have appreciation for our police. People are serving their lives to protect you. Now, my thoughts and prayers go out to Jonathan's wife, to her little baby boy, to the NYPD police force that now lost a colleague. The reason why this is so important is for people to wake up and realize that the woke left Democrats support crime and violence. They do not care about the police. They defund the police. They allow millions of illegal immigrants to enter our country. They're allowing criminals to walk around the streets, driving cars, having guns. This is what they want. And we cannot allow them to not respect the police force, to allow millions of illegal immigrants, and to have deaths of police officers that are risking their lives for ours. Again, my prayers go out for Jonathan, for his family. May he rest in peace. We thank him so much for his service. I hope this will bring awareness to people to understand how precious every human life on earth is, and how police officers that are risking their lives for us need to be protected and need to be supported, not defunded, and not deal with criminals, with violence, with illegal immigrants, and with politicians that surround themselves with security whenever they need it, that sit in their fancy offices while your life and my life are in danger with criminals and with illegal immigrants, because the police can only do so much. We have the Second Amendment to protect ourselves, which the woke left Democrats also want to take away. So people really need to wake up and start understanding how serious this is. This is another death of a police officer. How many police officers that serve this country, that protect you and me, can die on the job because of violent criminals or illegal immigrants? As always, thank you so much for watching. May God bless you and may God bless America. I will see you in my next episode.